Hey, it's Rex on the road, and we're in Napa Valley again, which is always a lot of fun. And we're at Visit Napa Valley, and the CEO, President, pretty important title there, right?
Some days, yes.
Linsey Gallagher is spending some time with us today. The question we get is, hey, I'm planning a trip to Napa Valley. You know, what winery should I visit? Where should I eat? Where should I go? Because things are a little spread out if you're not super familiar with the Napa Valley. So what wineries, what restaurants, what activities do you recommend to maybe that first-time visitor that's coming to Napa Valley?
Well, we love all our children, so we have more than 400 wineries here in the Napa Valley who are open to visitors, so know that there are lots of options. And we also have 5 distinct towns within the valley, which I think is important for your listening audience to understand. And we're not one-dimensional of you've been to Napa Valley, check the box. We have Calistoga in the north, and then St. Helena and Yountville and the city of Napa where we are today, and American Canyon, and they're all unique and different and fun and have great things to offer. So I encourage people to explore the whole valley. The best way to start that is to go to our website, visitnapavalley.com. And you can search based on wineries, restaurants, attractions. You want to ride the wine train? Would you like to go on a hot air balloon? Would you like to ride a bike on the vine trail? We list all of those opportunities out, and then visitors can filter on what they're interested in. So that's the number one, is to go to the website. Number 2 is you can email our concierge at Visit Napa Valley team, and that's all free of charge. And our guest experience specialist would be happy to help plan a trip. And then last but not least is come on into the Napa Valley Welcome Center when you're here in Napa Valley, and we have a team standing by that's both high tech and high touch, and so that again, all that advice is free of charge. We can help you in a digital format, plan out your itinerary. You hold up your phone, it'll generate a QR code, it'll put a map on it, it'll show you how that you need to leave early to get up to Calistoga from here and all that. But we also have wonderful human beings who provide great customer service and who will help tailor based on your budget, your time frame, where you've been before, where you'd like to discover. We'll help with all that and make sure that you have a great time here in Napa Valley, and that you find some hidden gems and undiscovered pieces, and also find your way back to some tried and true options.
And the thing is, like you just said, 400 wineries in the Napa Valley, and you guys aren't just downtown Napa. You got Yountville, you've got Calistoga, you've got a million other places, it seems like. And I think the thing is to get that information, to kind of customize it to whatever your taste may be, because there's like just so many varieties, right? There's so, are you looking for some great restaurants? Are you looking for some wineries to visit? What kind of wine do you like, and what kind of experience are you looking for? Are you looking for a music experience?
Like we've got a lot of that happening.
Like Bottle Rock and the other music festivals that you guys are involved with in the Napa Valley. And
we're thrilled with the music scene that's developing here. We are very thankful to the Latitude 38 team who has plans and executes and brings to life Bottle Rock every year. And that is our signature music festival right here by the fairgrounds in downtown Napa. Love that. I think you can buy a 3-day pass, a 1-day pass, and we have incredible acts that come here, and we love that. In addition to that, we have our Oxbow River Stage, which is an outdoor pavilion right on the river here in downtown Napa. It's gorgeous. Those happen in the summer, and so I think they've announced Train is coming in July, I believe, and the rest of the lineup is coming, so we know it'll be great, happening all summer long. And then we have a whole lineup, a summer series happening out at Silverado Resort this year, the Blue Note Summer Sessions. And those, I think 10 or so shows have been announced.
And Blue Note Napa does such a great job, in bringing a lot of shows and a lot of different types of music to the area. And so you definitely want to find out when your favorite artists are playing that.
Totally. And the chances are they're coming to Napa Valley this summer. We're thrilled with all of that. And, it's relatively affordable. It's an easy to get a ticket or two. We also would love to have everyone come and stay overnight and visit some wineries and dine in some restaurants while they're here.
Stay a while.
Exactly. I know many of your listeners are within driving distance of Napa Valley and maybe would normally come for a day trip, but we would encourage them to consider making it an overnight or a weekend or a couple of days.
Exactly. So, and I mean, then you're not in a hurry and a bustle to catch everything in one day.
That's right.
And I think it's great when you can walk down First Street, see the restaurants, grab a cup of coffee, just kind of take your time taking it all in.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot to take in, as we're saying, when you visit Napa Valley. And it's just incredible, Linsey. how much do you feel like that first time visitor can be overwhelmed a little bit because there's so much to plug into, right?
And I think it's a little bit like going into the wine aisle of the grocery store.
Right.
Oh, there's a lot here. So I think, we, a colleague of mine at Visit California says that we suffer from an embarrassment of riches. And I think that that's what we have here in the Napa Valley. You have, as we said before, 400 wineries to choose from, 125 restaurants, 125 hotels. And so, hospitality is in our blood and is in our DNA. And that's what we're here for, is to welcome people from near and far into the Napa Valley and make sure that they have a really great experience. And I can't emphasize enough the team we have in the Napa Valley Welcome Center, who can help you before you get here or once you've arrived. And we'll talk about how long are you here? How many times have you been here? Do you want to explore? Have you been to Calistoga? Would you like to explore a new town? Have you checked out American Canyon? It's a beautiful day, and we have wetlands and hiking, and we'll help tailor both based on your time and your budget and your interest. We'll find the perfect wineries for you. We'll find the restaurants that are going to really surprise and delight you for every meal. And we're happy to get to do that. We got a lot of great product to work with here.
Well, and I think too is when people think of the Napa Valley, there's a handful of wineries that they maybe are aware of, right? But there's a lot of other wineries that may not get that big press, that are unique experiences that, depending on what you like, are just going to be an incredible experience here in the Napa Valley.
I think that's something that has really been a silver lining for us from COVID, is that our wineries, our restaurants, our hotels, we all leaned into those al fresco experiences because we could only host outside. And I think we made what was good made it even better and made it magical from an outdoors perspective. And now we're able to do both. We can be inside or outside, but we've kept all that great new experience. And so, I think that we're still able to over deliver on what visitors expect when they come here. It's not about meeting your expectations, it's about exceeding them here in Napa Valley, and we're well positioned to do that. I would just remind people that another, what I think was a positive development during the pandemic, was a shift to taking reservations for many of our winery partners. You can be spontaneous, and there are experiences that you can have without a reservation, but if you're a person who likes to plan ahead, or you have specific properties that you'd like to visit, you can now make a reservation, and it won't be crowded, and there won't be 3 layers deep at the bar, people waiting to taste. We're managing capacity better through technology, and I think that results in a better visitor experience.
Well, I think so. You could go to a winery in just a few years ago, and it'd be swamped, and that becomes not the experience that maybe you were hoping for, where if you make a reservation, that, hey, we've got a spot here, and there's not going to be so much waiting around to do the wine tasting at maybe one of your favorite wineries. And there's a lot of these wineries that are so popular, you probably really need a reservation.
That's right.
To make sure that you're going to have the kind of experience you want at that winery. And I think there's so many wineries that get on people's lists. Once again, you can get overwhelmed. By the process of where are we going to go. We'll
help you digest that. We'll help find some tried and true options and some new and off the beaten path ones. We have those options in every town in the valley, out in the unincorporated areas. If you want to be in hillsides, you want to be on valley floor, you have a specific AVA that you're interested in, we're happy to.
You want a picnic, you want to be in a wine tasting room. What experience are you looking for?
That's right. Another sort of a tried and true attraction here is the Napa Valley Wine Train, but they have hired a new chef, and they are doing some pretty over-the-top experiences where you ride on the wine train through the valley. And so that's something that, even if you've tried it, I encourage you to try it again. And if you haven't, I can't speak highly enough of what a great way to see the valley it is. Those antique rail cars with that 5-star dining experience.
Well, I mean, that's incredible. We were able to ride the wine train, I think it was about a year ago.
Oh, great.
And it just takes you back to another time and place. Relax there, enjoy the meal, enjoy the wine, and the views are phenomenal on a train. And that's something that most of us don't experience these days.
That's right.
Riding a train. Yeah. And so it's a unique experience. It's a signature event right here. And visit the Napa Valley, right? Yeah.
Another thing that I think is good to mention is the Napa Valley Vine Trail, which is a bike trail that runs currently. You can ride it to Yountville from downtown Napa, or you can go south several miles on the trail. But we like to say that we have dozens of wineries within a half a mile
Right.
of the vine trail, so
Right.
you can bike and taste.
Bike and wine.
And we have a couple of new partners who have e-bikes, which
Right.
is so people
Yeah.
tend to ride up to the tasting and then maybe coast back down
Sure,
the
sure.
tasting. But it's a great way to be outside, to be healthy. This time of year is just spectacular with the mustard and the spring bloom. There's no better way to see it than outside, and we have lots of ways to do that on a bicycle now.
The weather is just phenomenal, and you're on a bike, and that's a unique experience. And then you're tasting that great wine, and you're having a whole different experience maybe than you've had.
Absolutely.
Just hopping in your car going winery to winery. Although there is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. You also, if you're an early riser, and even if you're not, it's worth it. I encourage people to think about getting up early to take a hot air balloon ride.
Oh yeah, that looks phenomenal.
No more magical way to see the valley than to just float quietly down in the morning as the sun rises. That's when we have warm days and cool nights here in Napa Valley, and that regular pattern of fog settling in the evening, and then the sun rises in the morning and pushes the fog back out over the ocean, and that's when the balloons fly down the valley. But that's a pretty great opportunity that we have here.
In the air above the vineyards, and you're getting that first morning misty dew look. It's incredible. You really got to check it out.
Yeah.
So what's the best way for folks to contact Visit Napa Valley?
Sure. Come onto our website, visitnapavalley.com, or come into our Napa Valley Visitor Center, which is located at 1300 First Street in downtown Napa. It's right next to the Archer Hotel.
Right.
We're open 7 days a week there. Our current hours are 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and our guest experience specialist team would love to work with you in person, but you also can contact concierge at visitnapavalley.com and email questions, and we can start that dialogue in email. I don't know the 800 number. We have, you can call in at our 800 number. I know it's listed on the website.
The information is easy enough to find.
Go to visitnapavalley.com and click I want to visit, and all the information should be there. But know that it's all free. We work with 500 partners throughout the valley, and it's all about making sure you experience all of the towns, and we can help tailor your itinerary to your budget and your time frame and what you've seen in the past.
Right.
So.
And then the Visitor Center is right on First Street in downtown Napa. And if you're here already, maybe you just want to stroll in and say, hey, tell us some wineries to visit or some restaurants to eat at, or some other experiences, maybe the bicycling.
Great tasting rooms now in downtown Napa. I think we have 90 tasting rooms in downtowns throughout the valley. So even though most wineries close at 4 or 5, there's this whole additional day part that you can have experiencing wines in the urban tasting rooms, if you will, of downtowns. But that's another option between tasting at the wineries and going to dinner or going to a show in the evening. Uptown Theater has a whole new schedule coming out of music and acts, and so plenty of live music and lots of great cuisine, of course, and great wine.
Yeah, and don't forget there's breweries here.
Oh, yes.
You got plenty of beer to go around if you're a beer person.
Completely.
Because I think every family has a wine person and a beer person, right? So you have to make sure. So no reason not to visit Napa if you love beer, because there's lots of beer here too.
Lots of beer. Cocktails are very popular. We
Distilleries,
have a distillery, the Arboretum, and also the California Brandy House are on First Street, and so those are really great options when you maybe have a little fatigue of tasting wine.
The thing that's great is you park your car for 3 hours and walk around downtown Napa, and you'll find coffee, you'll find food, you'll find everything.
Yeah, and for those who may have been to downtown Napa and haven't been here in a while, I think the changes are pretty incredible in terms of having great options for both our visitors and our residents here. It's bustling in the evening. It's things are happening in downtown Napa, so come check it out again if you haven't been in a while.
Exactly. Linsey, thanks so much for letting us spend time with you today.
Thank you for coming, and please come visit us in Napa Valley.